This podcast is sponsored by Darling Eyewear. Activate your alter ego with Darling Eyewear and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop darlingeyewear.com. Tell them Demetrius Lee and Angela Lee in the Lee Life Experience Podcast sent you. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to a new edition of the Lee Life Experience Podcast. You have Angie and Demetrius here, and we want to tell you thank you so much. You know, every time we start the podcast up, you're going to hear a thank you. Thank you for, even if it's not but one, and even if it's many, we still want to tell you thank you so much because we are loving the interactions, whether you on YouTube, whether you on Facebook, whether you on social TikTok or Instagram or on your podcast platforms. We want to tell you thank you. We're enjoying the interaction. Or if you feel like, hey, Angie, I've been kind of shy. I haven't really been liking, but I'm listening to it. Listen, it don't cost you anything just to hit that little reaction button, whether you giving us a like, even if it's a thumb. We don't want thumbs down, but if you got a thumb down and you say, hey, I'm willing to, Angie, create a dialogue with you all because I don't quite agree with what it is that you and Demetrius said. We want to create a dialogue. Guess what? We welcome you to come back. We welcome you to go ahead and comment. And again, text our number, 833-370-1608. Put relationship without an S in the comment, in the message box, and it will come straight to us. And that way we can know that, hey, number one, you'll be on the list. Number two, you can put your topics if you saying, hey, I want to talk about, the latest, whatever going on within today's society that's going viral or trending. Or you saying, hey, I got something that I'm dealing with in my life that I want to be able to discuss, then I highly suggest you to text us 833-370-1608. Put relationships in the comment. Bless you, Demetrius. I heard that, but I want to get my blurb out. How you doing today?
I'm doing just love the honey bunch.
Listen, we have people, we have our audience that's paying attention. Again, I have been running through a few people. They let me know they listening. And we also want to throw that if you take a picture and you take a picture showing you that you listening to us and it's showing our logo on your phone, in your car, and you're riding with us, I want to know about it. So Demetrius and I can be able to put your name in a nice gift so we can have a raffle and being able to say, hey, these are our supporters. So how do we support people? The people that supporting us, we go ahead and put your name in a raffle and maybe we can give you just a nice, being able to give you a gift card for $25. Listen, $25 can go a long way. Not that long, but it can help with a tank of gas, Demetrius, or it can help buy you, a little bit of lunch. Not a whole lot of lunch, but a little bit of lunch. So Demetrius, tell the people how you appreciate them for hitting a reaction or being able to take a picture showing that they listening to us so that way we can put it on our social media thread, being able to shout them out.
Well, I want to say, I ain't talking to you about this just 100 bucks. So don't get, I've been thinking about doing this here. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
And when we get to 1,000, we're going to take everybody, subscribers who in there, and I want to give them $500 on it, but we hit 1,000, get somebody $500.
500.
500. Want to give them 500 because they help us reach our goal to help people, and I like to give back.
Okay.
We ain't gonna, I ain't making no money, but I'm just helping you helping me to reach, and I can give back. I'll give back. So you put the word out. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, then 1,000 people in that group, whoever that mark, I'm gonna do it right then. I hit 1,000, $500 to the winner.
Okay, so we just gonna do whoever name is on the subscription. So you all, you know what I do? If you really want to be, in it about that life, you need to subscribe from your phone. You need to subscribe from your business email. You need to subscribe.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be from YouTube and Apple. The Apple Music gonna get the people off there, the subscribers. And we're gonna pick one out of there.
Okay, so listen, we want to combine all our social media platforms and being able to put you. So again, we talking about on YouTube, getting us as a subscribers and being the subscribers from YouTube and subscribers off the the podcast, the Apple Podcast platform. So again, if it's you, if you were me, or I were you, I would go ahead and do it from my work email and from my personal email. That way, you got 2 chances to win.
Well, I want to tell them too, Andy. I ain't through, baby. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood this year. Every time we get 1,000, when I get 2,000, you'll get another $500 away.
Okay.
If I 1,000, when I hit 5,000, I'm gonna up it. $1,000.
All right.
$1,000 bubble hit there. That's what we're gonna do. Cause like I say, I'm trying to help people, and you know, more to support the channel, like it and make it better. Please like it on YouTube, so you know it can get spread around. Cause we trying to help
Yes,
people.
when you to those who, if you're not familiar with it, because I know some people do have podcasts and some people that don't. If you really trying to move up the algorithm, and some of you all will tell me or inbox me, hey Angie, I haven't been seeing any of y'all videos lately. The reason being is because you did not make a reaction. And if you don't making a reaction to show them that you like that type of video in the algorithm, it won't show you more. So again, if you really like the content that Demetrius and I are sharing, then it will send you a notification, but you have to hit the bell. If you on YouTube, you're going to hit subscribe, and then you're going to also click that little bell. So that way
hit like too. You got to hit like, it kick it to you too.
And so when you do a reaction period, if you like it, if you comment on it, if you subscribe to it, and you turn your notifications on. I know it sounds like a lot, but guess what? You can do it simultaneously. Boom, 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 boom. And if you do that, then it's going to show you more. And because you comment on it, every time somebody else comment on it, you're going to get the notification. It's the same thing on social media. And I know you all have been like on Amazon and you was liking something, you was getting ready to buy something, you put it in your cart, but then you walked away, you got busy and distracted, and you say, hey, this ain't gonna follow me. How did it follow me? That is the algorithm that's doing that. Because you show interest, and because you show interest, that is the way that the algorithm works. And now it's gonna show you more of that. So if you Google something, and I'm saying about me because I'm loving gardening and I'm getting ready to start my own private garden. And if you like gardening, so guess what? A lot of more stuff about gardening has came up to me. So again, that's how the algorithm works. So listen, don't be stingy. Go ahead and show us a little bit of love. So Demetrius, which direction are we headed today?
We were talking about earlier. I just want to talk, because we ain't got the email. Well, we got an email, but we're gonna use that for another day. Let's talk about partnership, relationship, because we were talking about things we were gonna do for the business wise go. And I feel like that's a good conversation. Talk about doing partnership.
Okay.
A relationship. How to get along with your partner, how to agree and disagree, but reach your goal, ultimate goal.
Okay. Demetrius is talking about, these are 2 things that I brought to his attention. Not only did we experience in our personal life, it was on one of the Instagrams, and it was a commentary on there, and he was talking about companionship versus partnership versus business. And so all 3 of them are in really different categories. So when I was listening to the commentary, break it down and talk about it, I was like, wait a minute, Demetrius, have you thought about this? And you all, when Demetrius and I are discussing things, a lot of times that we are talking based on our own personal experience off of it. Some good, some bad, some of them we agree to disagree. But certain things in your relationship, everybody is not going to be on agreement. So when I see people who have had a longevity marriage, and I'm saying because Demetrius and I are married, when I look into people and I seen, I was with my Uncle Charles and we had a family reunion down in Columbia, South Carolina. And when I talked to my Uncle Charles and my Auntie Brenda, I asked them, they said they had been married for 59 years. So I was like, wow, 59 years. Demetrius, I'm 48.
I'm 53.
That's right. Okay, and they had a marriage older than us. So when I asked them, what do they contribute to that longevity? Of course, number one, who they both gonna give favor to is always God. Always, always, always the foundation. And she began to tell me, and I'm saying those of us are modern wives, and when I'm saying a modern wife, I'm talking about more up to date, new age wife, because Demetrius and I just celebrated 7 years. And we celebrated 7 years this year, but last time we was married, it was 7 years, but him and I was still attached, but we wasn't together. So that's different. But when she began to talk to me, I began to reevaluate Demetrius and our relationship, thinking some of the things that we feel like is old school that we won't do for our partner, that the older ladies have mastered. They have mastered the policy of communication. And that was like a number one. Open up the communication when you yelling, and I'm terribly guilty. That when you talking and you want to get your point across, are you saying it in a language that both of you all are having a dialogue where y'all can listen to each other, hear each other out, or were you both yelling and screaming where both of y'all was shutting down and both of y'all was defensive? And as she was talking about it, I'm sitting up and I'm thinking like, if I got something to say, he gonna hear what I have to say. And I have been talked to about, Angie, it's your tone. Angie, it's the messenger, not necessarily the message. It's the tone in the message. And I'm hoping that this episode helps some of you all revalue your relationship on how you talking and interacting with your partner. Because life will have it that you will start looking at your partner in another direction. And I also seen where it's saying people are quick to throw the marriage away, throw the relationship away, and go start over with other people, then to make an investment. And the investment, he was talking about counseling, make an investment in order to fix you. Now that's what he said. He said, in making the investment into a counselor to fix you, you willing to walk away and throw the relationship away, go start over as a whole nother person, and still that same thing was gonna rise back up again if you didn't know how to handle conflict, if you do not know how to communicate. So Demetrius, I'm gonna let you talk a little bit, and then I'll come back, just telling you a little bit about what Auntie Brenda had said for their marriage.
Okay. Our relationship, I tell you I'm gonna tell you what I learned now. Help me out with something, and as you can vouch for this. Sometimes you can say things, but don't mean you should say it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people come to me and I know they're wrong, and I can correct you real quick. Sometimes I can, but sometimes best don't even say it. Cause you say it, some people don't like to hear the truth. They don't want to hear that. Come from you. They might want to hear it somewhere, but they don't want to hear it come from you. So that's why you just leave stuff alone. So y'all in a relationship that I'm talking to the men right now. And you got these wives, a lot of wide mouths, and they say a lot of things, and they kind of aggressive, and they be, all that, and you want to give them a piece of your mind, but you shouldn't do it, cause you got the right to give you a piece of mind. That don't mean you get a piece of your mind. Yeah, just let it go. Let her mind, let her quit talking, and let her say she gonna say, and leave it alone, and let it die down. But you keep it like a fire. I ain't never been camping much, but I have been camping. You start a fire in the wood, you drinking beer, shooting the job, fire about to run out, you take a piece of shirt or old clothes, throw it in the pile, little wood, boom, it flame back up. That's a relationship. You get to run in your mouth with a woman or a man. Sometimes you don't need to get the last word. Let them have the last word. Let them have it. And then as long as you know what's right. Even though you know you want to tell them they wrong, explain to them, let them have it and let it go. As long as you know what's right, that's all count. So the moral of my story is, we got a lot to talk about because this thing go a long way. Quit trying to get the last word in. Because you can say something, it don't mean you should say it. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. Just let it go. Let the fire die down. And like I say, you see the fire, you burn out. And live another day. And then the next day, I have been, me and Angie arguing about this thing. I let it go. And the next day, she come to me and tell me, something about I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Say I would have laughing at her. She never would have thought about it because I never gave her a chance to think about it. I didn't give her a chance to think about it. Because I wanted to cut her down and make her see what she was saying. She was wrong. And don't get me wrong, I've done it now. But it don't come out good for me to do that. So I try my best not to do it. If I can get away from it and let her bog down, let her say what she got to say, and keep focusing with my mind, let her go and shut the door. Over. Over. And another thing I want to say, and I'm going to give it to Angie, you talking about Uncle Charles, Aunt Brenda, me and her met a couple, a white couple, I guess about, I don't know, about 6 years ago, we was in the Piccadilly. And they were like, in the late 80s. And Angie asked that woman, say, how y'all been, they married 50 years too, how y'all married that long? And she looked at Angie and told her, it was a lot of battle and a lot of war in there. But we worked through it. You know, what Angie like quitting, you don't give up. You get mad at something, you don't get mad at your spouse. Well, I'm going to do some evil, I'm going to leave him or leave her. Come on, man, it ain't that serious, man. Cause an argument, disagreement. Why you got to go there threaten somebody, pick bad what you gonna do, and you know you really don't mean that, but then you causing a problem, putting 1,000 people head. So that's what the woman was saying. You know, they had bad argument every day. You know, they worked through it. Look at them. They've been married 50-some years. And I say they had a perfect relationship. They're lying to you. And they say they're lying. You tell them, give them this part, and tell me that lie. And they can vouch their story right here. Everybody go through something. It's all how you handle it. I'm gonna get my wife now. I know she got some good stuff to add to it because she got a nice uncle and aunt, and they, you know, they're very intelligent. And I like being around because they're a positive couple. You know, but
Yeah. Shout out to the Lomax combination. I love them. I love them. But what I can say for some people, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat and act like Demetrius and I have mastered it because we have not. What I am gonna say that I had to do a made up mind from the younger Angie. I didn't see healthy relationships. Like I said, my mom and dad was separated. So I didn't see, the balance, and I think even when you look back over your life, and I, challenge you all to do that, look back over your life and see where did you learn when you entered a relationship. Think about your first interaction with the little girl or little boy was probably at school, when it's Valentine's, if you participated in it and you gave out your little Valentine cards. And then by the time you make it to middle school, it's when things start getting challenging. That's when you realizing the opposite sex really is the opposite sex. And by the time you balance and you getting up from middle school to high school, mine's take a little turn because mine's is a little tainted. So my idea of what I thought how life was supposed to be had a rude interruption. So when you begin to look at in the valleys, you didn't see that. Demetrius, no, I even told him that you have a daughter. Your job as a dad, as a father, as a active father, you need to go and take her out on a date. The reason why you want to take her out on a date, so if she never, ever, 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 ever know what it feel like, in case you don't run into somebody, you need to already set the standards for her. So that way she'll know, hey, she can get out some relationships when she feel like she's not being taken care of or being able to meet those specific standards. But a lot of us that is coming from single parent homes and we don't have that foundation of standards, we will accept any old thing. So we don't know about a partnership. That's why you see a lot of times that women who single, they do a whole lot to have a man presence. They'll let him play the video games all day while she'll go to work. They'll let him come up short and they doing so much working because they never experienced partnerships. And I'm telling you all, I had to take a deep dive back into Angie. Like, where did it come from? I saw my mama working hard. But I remember that our mobile home was almost got an eviction or a repossession or whatever the case was. I remember my mom taking my sister and I close to the back door, and she got down on her knees. We was already sitting on the floor. And I remember tears screaming down her face, and she said, I never want you girls to have to depend on a man. And I know from that talk alone is what was the foundation for my sister and I to be hard workers, that we got jobs at 16 years old. We kept jobs at 16 years old. We know about hard work. We don't know about somebody just giving and handing us something And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about if things need to be made, to get it done. So because that talk was with us and we had that, it was nothing in there telling us about the partnership or a healthy partnership. So you get into relationships with false pretenses. And I'm saying this, and I'm speaking from a lot of young girls. And young girls, y'all turn into young women. You see so much, you wanting and demanding so much, but you don't know how to set the standard. And if this person is not setting the standard, you end up settling because nobody came and showed you that this is how it's supposed to be done. Nobody came and took the time to say, hey, you know what, let me open the door. Let me send you some flowers. Let me just go and do it without you even caring about it. I always, tell my husband, I say, you not a gentleman. And he'll look at me and he's like, what you mean? Just because I don't open the door, all the time or certain times. But if I had to set the standard before that when I first got back with him, then those things would have already been that. If it was a non-negotiable to me, then Demetrius and I would not be back together. But if you have certain standards, and I'm saying communication one, like I told Demetrius, my non-negotiable is we're not going to bed mad and sleeping on no sofa in bed and not knowing if God gonna allow us to make it through the night. And somebody end up getting a phone call, coming to the emergency room, and you know what all you gonna have on your conscience. And I'm saying it because we see it, Demetrius. People call
But
us.
that last podcast months ago, with that one was
Yeah.
my whole lot of coverage.
Yeah. I remember,
Man,
not too long ago, we had, somebody talking about they didn't get to, say the closure to their dad.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That I'm talking about real life people too. So I'm saying that when you do it, that's a non-negotiable to me. I told Demetri, I'm not staying in no house where I'm walking past you and you not saying anything. It's not that deep. Whatever it is, he better kiss me on the forehead. If I'm the one mad, he better kiss me on the forehead or vice versa. It's no sense of being up under one roof and there's nowhere to go. And if you're not deciding to leave, I'm not deciding to leave, then where the makeup gonna come in at? And as I noticed that older couples, when they do that, that's one of the first things. Demetrius, what did that man tell you? We were somewhere and you asked the man something. He said, she's always right.
Yeah, we was
at some event, yeah.
She always right. What he say?
And Demetrius was asking, because we love to see older people or relationships that been celebrating several years. And Demetrius and I was talking to him, and he told him, he said, listen, whatever she say, she's always right. And so of course, I'm laughing, and Demetrius said, I got it, noted. So again, if you're talking to other people who's in a healthy marriage, I'm not talking about, yes, they done probably been through something. It's no perfect relationship, but you and your mate can make almost in a perfect relationship.
Stop there. You're surprised that people think it's a perfect relationship. Some people be in a relationship think they got the worst relationship in the world. Somebody see them somewhere smiling, happy. They don't realize people know how to put the stuff behind them and enjoy themselves. They don't carry grudges. Well, they just have more fight than you have. But they handle it different. Like you say, handle it different.
Yeah, and again, I'm calling myself out because I'm guilty. I'm work in progress, you all. Because we also listened to, I was listening to a commentary, and the man said that if you comparing, and Demetrius corrected me today when I said it, he said, if you comparing your life to before you with the man, before you got with your partner, you had individual goals, and guess what? You didn't have to run them by anybody because you know what it was you want. But when you run it together with another partner, your partner coming with individual goals, and you coming with individual goals. Now, but y'all never did make any goals together for the relationship. That's where the tug of war coming in it, because y'all still operating off individual goals. And when he said that,
there you go.
When what I was letting you listen to before Gary called.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I immediately went and I was letting Demetrius listen to it, and I pulled back because we do have two couples that they are
healthy.
They healthy, not only healthy relationships, but they are good teammates. The husband and wife teammates. And when I'm talking to them, it's no little I's and big U's, or big U's and little I. They didn't talk like that. And what I took from the conversation, because even when I was listening to the conversation, I'm heated, I'm ready to go in. And something just told me to just be quiet, just be quiet. Because certain things you
Hold
can,
on. I just told you sometimes you can say something.
yeah.
But let's
So
say, there you go. There you go.
I was hearing the husband talk, that he was talking, he was like, yeah, this is what I did. And this is what my wife did. This is how we came together. I let him know, somebody, did X, Y, and Z. So I'm saying this to you all, what I took from the conversation. I look back and I looked at these two individuals, they're a married couple, so they're a team. And I looked at the success they have accumulated this far. And the success that they have accumulated this far, they advice is worthy to be listening to. Advice was worthy to be able to take some pages off their book, because something they successful at that Demetrius and I hadn't been successful at. Who am I to put my stubbornness in the forefront and not being able to be a listen? See, some people are not coachable, and you all, over my career, I have realized that I'm not coachable on everything. My mind is made up, and even when somebody call me stubborn, I'm thinking like, I'm not stubborn. I just know what I want. But I pull back, and it is a very, 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 very hard person that if you are so stern and strict on where you're going, even if you are not going nowhere or getting anywhere by yourself, that you don't want to take no advice from nobody, you don't want to tweak it for nobody, you're not willing to minimize yourself in order to help for the betterment of the goal. And then I had to ask myself, is Demetrius trying to hurt me? And that's the part that I kept feeling like I'm not gonna allow Demetrius to minimize me, and I be down and out while he up shining. Like I told him, for a relationship and a partnership, both of us, if we're gonna be broke, both of us be broke together. But if both of us got money, it don't make sense for you to have money and I don't have money, or I'm broken you up. That's not a relationship. That's not a partnership. All right, we are back from the break. So thank you so much for tuning in with us. And I was
Technical difficulty.
yeah, before we was rudely interrupted with technical difficulties. I was just talking to some healthy marriages that are in marriages and also in business together, and their husband or wife are their business partners. And I was saying about doing a self-evaluation, that if you're trying to move forward with what it is that you want to do, then have those kind of conversations. And I'm saying it that you can't say it with such an aggressive way. And like I said, I'm working in progress, because I have got very frustrated that it's things that I wanted to do and I felt like I could have done them had I not been with Demetrius. I felt that the weight of the world was always on me. And those of you all, if you're in a partnership that's a 50-50 relationship, or if you're in a relationship and you are the one that you have looking at the numbers and you realizing, hey, these numbers not adding up to do all the extra. You got to have common sense, you all. It's kind of like, people with habits. Those of you who with habits and you saying, oh, my husband drinking, my husband smoking, my husband gambling, my husband doing all those things. But when you all sit down and have those kind of conversations and being able to help them look at it. And this is what I did when Demetrius and I were talking. I said, hey, listen, this is how things need to be done. It's an easier way, because again, you all, if you coming together and y'all haven't been together in a while or been together before, then let them know what have you done this for to take care of your responsibilities. What's working for you, what's not working for you. And if something happened, Demetrius and I had to have a conversation about insurance. Demetrius like, oh, Angie, I wasn't aware of that. I was like, yeah, this is who I want my portion, to go to. So you all, as a partnership and as a teammate, you being able to successfully being able to write down and being on the same frequency. Because if you're not in alignment together, that's another thing that in Bishop T.D. Jackson, I was watching it last night. He was saying some of your prayers are not being answered because of your relationship with your mate. And Demetrius, I sent it to you, it's on Instagram. But when you sit down and you looking at some things that you've been in praying
Okay.
for, in deep, deep prayer, and because you and your mate cannot see eye to eye, and he has not been able, Demetrius, one of my favorite scriptures are, for you to be faithful of a few things, he would make you ruler over many. And for us that have been asking and pleading and paying our tithes and offerings and helping people that you don't even know some of the things that Demetrius and I do, we don't even talk about it. Like, just give it to them. Just pay for it, even if it's inconvenience us. Just do it because we know that it has to be a blessing. And for some reason, God has people assigned that if you can't do it, if you yourself can't do it, God already has somebody else who's in better position to be able to bless you in during that time. So you all, if you don't have a prayer life, I highly suggest you get one, and being able to be more of a steward. And that's what I told Demetrius. We have to come together and to be a steward, to do Bible study, to go ahead and teach one. Because I used to love to throw around, Demetrius, I know more than you, or Demetrius, I don't need you. Those were some of the common words that I was using, not realizing that was helping to demasculate my husband. And a lot of you all like, oh, and you talking heavy. You talking heavy when you are saying things that's not building people up. And so again, ladies, what's your love language? I told Demetrius, my love language is talking. He need to come on in that bedroom and talk to me. He's like, oh, I don't like talking. I'll be done stay with you all. I don't like talking. But again, meeting each other where they are and being able to grow. So Demetrius, what can you add to this conversation about partnership, about husband and wife? Because again, they have a book, women are from Venus, men are from Mars, and women are from Venus. So because we are different creatures, how do you see the dynamic? Because you were single for a while, you decide to merge, and become from a single man to back to a married man. How did you change your brain to be able to say, what, I want my wife in my life, and being able to know I have to navigate because I know I want to be with her. So somebody who's out there, they on the fence about partnerships, relationships, marriage.
Oh, okay. Well, first thing, when I was single, I always wanted to be married. I wanted a wife because I knew that's the best way to go for me. I'm not a man, that point of view, because I know a good woman will keep me sane. Because when you're a single man, you make rational decisions, you do things that you shouldn't do. But you got somebody that you care about and love, you got to think about them before you make them decisions. But I ain't talking about no cheating or nothing. I'm talking about maybe drinking and driving, running too fast, because you don't care, because it's just you, but you got somebody, you're going to affect somebody else's life because of decisions you made. It make you think different. You look at the picture different, So back to my wife saying, I wanted to get married. I knew that I came to the house with a mom and daddy. They were married. And I watched, and get me wrong, I watched my mom and daddy. They had arguments, but I loved my dad. I watched it. My mom was getting mad at him, and she'd be aggressive with him. I don't mean fighting with him, but talking, saying all kind of stuff. He'll talk for a little while, and when he sees she wasn't gonna stop, he'd sit there for a minute. She come on, he'd get in his car and leave. He would leave, and he'd be gone 2 hours. And back, de-escalated, everything back to normal. So I took from that. I just told you earlier in this podcast, arguing with somebody, I can say something. Don't say it. And I have said it. So make your relationship healthy. I want y'all to get like, everybody got a vision in a relationship. And let me hear the 10 days, and he telling the truth. I got a vision, she got a vision. But somewhere along, we gotta have a vision together. And gotta be on one accord. It ain't gonna work. And when I'm talking about business now, but I'm talking about a relationship. You gotta have, like my mama said, guideline. I ain't tell guys something. We ain't going to bed. We all gonna we gonna speak before we go to bed. But you gotta have a guideline. What you ain't gonna do. You got a cutoff. You got to have a cutoff. Everybody argues. It ain't nobody perfect. But if you can argue and debate, I like a debate. You watch right now, election going on. Trump and Biden debated. Then you can be now you better debate Kamala Harris. A debate, it's kind of like an argument, but it's harmless. Just everybody got their own opinion. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nobody perfect, y'all. So y'all in this podcast and your husband, y'all probably arguing right now, probably this podcast talking about something, but ain't no big deal. Just don't let it get out of hand. Say what you gotta say. And if somebody gotta say, and y'all don't agree, disagree, that's fine. But go to bed. I bet you one of y'all gonna wake up and realize the other one was right. And you can take your temper and calm down. Don't go to bed with a grudge. You can't be right all the time. I don't want to be right all the time. I'm wrong. All I want to do is learn. If Angie knows something I don't know, and she tell me and I know that woman right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna listen to her. I'm not putting the argue because I can argue with her. That's what I'm trying to say. Some people argue for nothing. You know you're wrong. And she get me about drinking time. I should drink. Oh, you drank too much. Okay. I don't drink too much. But after I thought about it, I kind of did. And what I mean, think about it, y'all. I don't drink except on the weekend. I might drink Saturday or Sunday. But when I did, kind of like drank good day watching football, I had to realize there was a lot of drinking. So I quit. Now, hold on, I ain't quit drinking, but I quit doing, I skipped weekend. Then I ain't gonna drink all day. I watch a football game, I drink 1 or 2, and that's it. And I'm rich on wine, I ain't gonna drink at all. But I could have argued with her and made a big deal out of it. But I ain't been do that. My mama get on me about it all the time. Used to get on me all the time about it. So what I'm saying, couple miles with your spouse. And men, I know women, they're difficult. Sometimes they get mad and they say things, they're emotional.
We difficult?
Yeah, y'all get emotional. You say things, and you lose your cool. And and so as a man, be like, calm down, baby. And that, yeah, y'all make it like they said, but this fella, like the man told me, let her be right. Let her go to bed. Oh, if she wrong, and she might realize that she's wrong, but if she thinks she right that moment, let her be right. Just go to bed with a peace of mind and a smile on your face. Don't you agree on the bunch? I want a smile on my face. See how she smiling right there now, y'all? I holler at her just like that. Yeah. You see that smile? I want her just like that. I don't want to poke the little bell. I like her happy. So I'm gonna say this one more thing. Let Angie gonna close it out with it. All I'm telling y'all, love your wife, trying to be right, and just listen. And before you make a decision, just think about it. Put yourself in their shoes, whatever she tell you, and you say, I don't believe that, but just think about it. Go to bed on it, sleep on it. And I bet you'll find somewhere where she says you're right a little bit. It might not be totally right. Same with you women. A man tell you something, oh, you don't know, you think you smart, Leah. Don't argue with the man. Just go to bed, think about what he say, put yourself in the shoe. Oh, listen to people in the street. Listen to your husband. That's who you stay with, live with. And give it a chance. And when you wake up in that morning, I bet you have a different attitude. Now, you might not be always with him, but you say, well, I can see what he's trying to say. I can get with that. That's all I want to say. But, hey, I want everybody to be happy.
Yeah, well, good. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you like 3 things that you need to kind of, that I'm going to suggest, not, suggest to you to look over in your relationship, that if you find some issues that, in your relationship right now, and you feel like, hey, this is not, I'm going to bed and it takes a lot of energy to be mad. It takes a lot of energy to, because you have to think about it, like, oh, I ain't thinking about it today. And I'm saying even when Demetrius, had our little disagreement, and I normally call him every morning. So that one particular morning I said, well, I ain't gonna call him, and he didn't call me. So, but I went ahead and I called and he didn't answer. So guess what? That took it up a notch. I was like, well, I'm not calling him remainder of the day. And I didn't. So then when I left to go to South Carolina and stay for the weekend, and then he had sent me a text and he said, hey, whatever the question was. And I was like, oh.
Got it. I didn't know you would text me.
I said, oh, yeah. I didn't know you cared. He said, well, Andrew, why haven't you called? I said, well, I didn't think you cared because I called that morning, you didn't answer. So, hey, now you done put me into, I'm just saying, you all, it takes a lot of energy for that. It takes a lot of energy for you to think that your teammate, think about if you really want to touch the football. all you all have to be in, and I don't know much about football. My son played, our son played, but I know that you have a core, and I know that quarterback, and I know about protection. And I think a lot of times we don't know the plays, and we thinking the opponent is the opposite team. But if this supposed to be your man or your woman or your husband or your wife, and y'all are not on the same team, then it made me realize today. I'm speaking of today. Today it made me look at that. Where is Demetrius and I trying to go? What is the betterment for us and the family? That I could stay mad, and he was like, Angie, I'm gonna help you with that project. I was like, no, I don't want your money. I'm gonna do it on my own. I want you to do X, Y, and Z. And it was easy for me to keep that attitude. But the more that I sat there and the more that I look at it, and I said, Angie, you have one or two things. You can stay mad, and it's gonna take you longer. It's gonna take you longer because you know what your goal is. And if you don't do it, then of course it's gonna be a delay in where it is you're trying to go. When a woman, I already have told Demetrius and I, it's impossible for us to get to the goals that we want with one person. One person can't do it. She said it's too much on one person. That if y'all don't come together as a team and being able to work out, she do what she good at, you do what you good at, and make it work. If not, and listen, the bad part about it, we hearing the same thing for 3 or 4 different people.
You know they got to be right. They don't even know each other.
Exactly. So I'm saying it, and these people are not even the same state. These people, in different towns. I'm hoping that this is blessing somebody, and that we would get, and you all, if it is, comment on it. Let us know, like, hey, Angie, that's what I was going through. Because it is some people out there that went to nursing school, but the nursing is no longer funding them. They can do it, but they really want to be a blogger. But the husband is not supporting. It is some husbands out there that really want to open up his own inspection company. He really want to go into homes and do real estate and inspection, but she won't take another job in order to help supplement income to the business get off the ground. It is some people out there, and they looking at you, and they feeling like, she's selfish. But if that's you and you looking at it, ask yourself that if you were to take another job, ask yourself, what can I do to help that? If he want to really do real estate, he's serious about real estate, what can I do to help him move the needle forward in order for it to benefit the family better?
And tell me, it gotta be money. Tell me, it gotta be no money.
Yeah, it don't have.
Support them.
Yeah, exactly. So it don't have to be money. Maybe you can do research. Maybe you can do research. Maybe you might not know anything about the real estate, but maybe you can do research. Maybe you can help him go to the school to pass the test. And right now they have free testing on Keller Williams. You can go for a free testing on there. Just Google it, you all. But if it's something that you really don't know anything about, take the time to go. And Demetrius and I, we have paid money in order for somebody to tell us a little bit more that we don't know. Being able, I was telling him, like, everybody know and they see me. I said, Demetrius, you got to stop going. You got to get up. You got to start going out. You got to be known. You got to let people start seeing your face. But guess what? He didn't want to hear it coming from his wife. But Steve Harvey had to tell him through the radio. Steve Harvey had to tell him, listen, what you say Steve Harvey said for that message of the day? What that message was?
You got to quit chilling. I want somebody how to chill. Drink a cold one and lay on the couch watch TV all day. You need to put your time, energy where it counts. Like you saying, you going out, go out with business stuff at, be around the right kind of people. Cause what you around at, what you gonna be. Where you put yourself atmosphere, you put yourself in. That's what's gonna come out of it. Take how you want to take it. Put yourself in the wrong atmosphere you want to. That's what you're gonna get. That's what he's saying.
So I'm just saying that I knew I couldn't be the only person that was business oriented. I couldn't be the only person that was thinking about, he called it spending money. I call it investment. I could not be the only person that was thinking that way. That if he didn't soon join, the boat was gonna sink because it was just think about a seesaw. If I'm up and he's down, he's going to bring me down because he's not on alignment. That everything that I was doing to to purchase or to invest in or going to the conference, I was gonna always be going alone. I was gonna always be there representing Angie. But people used to that because I've been doing it. But when you uncomfortable and you're like, hey, and I know somebody gonna say this, Demetrius. Well, I'm not really. I'm not a talker. I don't want to be in front of the crowd. Um, Again, find what it is that you are good at, and even if you're not good at it, if you have extra money, you can go on these virtual assistance websites and being able to help your husband or their wife, being able to help move the needle forward. Get on Google. Go up under the hashtag or whatever that business is that she's interested in. She want to be a coach? Go ahead and go on the hashtag within your town and see. Go and join your chamber of commerce. Go on Eventbrite and go to some events and go to networking events. And I promise you, when you go somewhere and you are the only person in that crowd, Demetri, can you just kind of tell what you had told our son the other day about going somewhere and doing something, and you don't care about being the person that don't have it? You know, you want to be around the big boys.
Oh yeah, I told him. Excuse me. No, I told him. Well, he loves. Some people like to go around people. They're the big one and they small. They make them feel big. I told him that ain't good. Cause I mean, they smaller than you is. You gonna go down with that. They ain't gonna come on you. You go around somebody who bigger than you, and you the small boy. You gotta look at them. They got more money than you got. They got more investment. Cause you ain't got it yet, but you keep hanging around them. They gonna pick you up. They ain't trying to. It's just gonna happen that way. Cause you hanging around them. So hang with big boys. Big boys that doing good things. You know, hang with good husbands. You married a married man. Hang with men that who believe in God, who church fearing men, who respect their wife, and then you do the same thing. But you hang with men that disrespect their wife. Of course, that thing you say I wouldn't do it. Eventually, you're gonna do it. So that's why I tell my son, make sure you go around people that who trying to do big things and do the right thing. And I promise you, do the right thing. That's what I was telling him. And I want to tell them before I go, because I know you got to close this thing out. Just let them know, hey, I like people who listen to podcasts, and you going through some of your relationship with your marriage. I know people say it all the time, but we're talking about now just not going through nothing real serious, going through things like we talking about like companionship, communication. Hey, put it in the inbox. Texting and comment. Let me know or send Angela. What the number Angela? Send a number that we can talk about the story and tell them the 800 number you got for them. Reach out for you.
Okay. That's 833-370-1608. Put relationship without an S in the message box.
Yeah, I want the story. I'd like to hear, like a companionship that your story may help somebody else. Mm-hmm. I hope you tell a story where you were bad, but y'all got on the same page and now it's better. I like to hear that story, and I can share it with other people. That's all I want to say, Honey Bun. You close out, Honey Bun. I just want to say that.
All right. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you, and like Demetri said, if this resonated with you in any kind of way, please give us feedback, from it, because we know it's no perfect relationship. And I know social media have you to believe that, and I'm saying I was guilty when I was single, looking at somebody and just, being in bed and just like, when my Mr. Boaz was gonna come, when somebody was gonna come and and get me. But again, when you entered into those relationships, you have to be careful again with your words. Your words have power, and whether we know it or not, we so easy to talk and downgrade and use derogatory terms that it's very hard. It's even hard for the average person to accept a compliment. When we get, and only until Oprah had called us out, that even when we get a compliment, instead of us just saying thank you, we go into the reason why we shouldn't accept that compliment. If somebody say your hair, your dress, your suit, we have a backstory with it. And especially women, we know we notorious for doing it. But just learn how to say thank you and keep it moving. That if you don't give yourself any credit, I want from this podcast moving forward that you give yourself a pat on the back. Because if you have been doing things and you've been killing it, you've been killing it, and nobody has applauded you, your mate on the other side of you, males or females, have, you've been on the side and they seen they're not on your team and they're not applauding you. I want you to give your own self a pat on the back. If you know how to get out there and hustle and make some ends meet. I talked to one female. She was like, "Hey, I'm going on a trip. I'm doing me a plate sale." If you know how to get out there and hustle, and that's where your strong suit is, that's what you're good at. Use what you have to get what it is that you need to get in order for you to see the bigger picture. And unfortunately, sometimes your partner might not always be on team or on board. But I did know that when I did talk to the couples that was healthy, one of them did share. Angie, they didn't see the bigger picture in the beginning. But once they start seeing the money come in, it changed a whole lot of perception. So you all stay fast to what it is that you're doing. Demetrius and I are rooting for you. Again, if it's something that a topic you want heard, don't hesitate to give us a text and let us know. Write in, and if your perception are different, go ahead and write in. And if you want to remain anonymous, of course we do that too. Or if you want to be a guest, you are welcome to be a guest on the Lee Life Experience Podcast. And thank you. Don't forget to like, share, comment.
See y'all next week.
And subscribe.
Hi, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the episode so far. You are here with the Lee Life Experiences. And remember, if you want to get your topics discussed or get our opinion or our perspective, join us text us at 833-370-1608 and put relationships in the comment.